Hello friends, I'm Marty.
And I'm Colette.
And we live in this Dodge Promaster. We were in a Mercedes Metris in 2018. I bought the first car that I had owned in 8 years. And it was a Mercedes Metris. I turned it into a full-time live-in van. And we lived in it for almost a year and a half and decided to upsize. And so we wanted to show you our new Dodge 1500 136-inch wheelbase.
We had been thinking about getting a newer van for a while, a bigger, small van for a while. And we went down, we were getting an oil change for the Metris, and we went over to the Dodge dealership to test drive a Promaster to see if Marty liked the way that it drove. And it turned out they had a 2019 that they were trying to get off the lot, and we had thought that we were going to get a used fleet vehicle from Enterprise or the like, and we ended up walking out with a new Promaster. So we spent a week after that fixing up the Metris to be sold, and then we spent 5 weeks building this van out.
One of the things that's super important about a van build for us is stealth. We're city people. We love coming out to Red Rock Canyon where we are right now and hiking and being out in nature and stuff, but we're both theater people and we love the hubbub and culture that's in a city. And so being able to drive anywhere and park wherever we want to is super important for us. So what we did was try to keep this van as nondescript as possible. Up top I have a galvanized steel topper manufacturing roof rack. I wanted it because it looks like it belongs on top of a paint truck, and the rails that are on it sort of hide the solar panels and the max air vent fan that we have up there. And the whole idea with that was to get something that looks kind of like a crummy Amazon delivery or paint truck, so that we can park in urban environments as well as boondocking.
This is Spin. He's over 3.5 now, and he's been in both vans with us. That's his dog bed that I made from the leftover fabric and cushion from the last van, and it came with us to this van, so it's our little token from the Metris. And then this little lady here is Guinness. She is about 13 weeks old now. We adopted her about a month ago, so she's our new friend. So we are a full house in the van too. So the couch is a canvas fabric. The cool thing about this couch is I had been looking for fabrics to make it out of because I did the couch in the last van, and I wanted to get some cool and fun that was very us. And the idea came to me that we both love floral patterns, but we also love beer, so it would be cool to get something that was a hot floral pattern, but I couldn't find anything that was cool enough. So I had my best friend Katie, who is a wonderful artist, design this for us. And so you can see that's her artwork there, and then basically this company turned it into a fabric, and you get to pick what fabric it was. So I made it out of this canvas, and everything has zippers, so it's super easy to take off and wash, because when you have pets and when you're in a dirty van, you gotta keep it clean. It's a 2-inch high density foam upholstery cushion, so it's thin, but it's also pretty sturdy and comfy. There's a little pillow to go with it. The trunk also opens up, so we have nice storage underneath. Of course, if the table's not there, it's going to open up a bit further. But that gives us lots of storage and a nice little seating area. So we got one of these lagoon tables. This was something that we didn't have in the Metris that we really, really love, because it gives us a lovely table pretty much wherever we're sitting. It's super comfy. And what I did with this table, as you can see, is Marty and I, like I said before, are really big craft beer lovers. So I collect coasters from all the breweries that we go to when we travel. And so I took some of our favorite ones and I put them on this piece of 1/2-inch plywood, and I wood stained it, and then I put all of our coasters down and did a liquid resin on top of it. So it has a glossy feel and touch. You can feel the coasters. It was my first resin job, and resin is a lot harder than you might think. So this gives us our little coaster table. The whole table is a coaster. So Marty's been doing a podcast from the van for over a year, and we love people. We love having our friends to come hang out in the van. We love just having people over and talking to people. So when we designed this space, it was really important to have a lot of a big living space, a good amount of seats. So we did both of the swivel seats so that 4 people 5, if they're real friendly, can sit very comfortably in our living space. And we really like it because it opens up the space. You can feel it when you park and you go back here and they're not turned around. It feels a lot tighter than once you turn them around, so it really just opens it all up. So this was something that I had to really convince Marty of. I really truly believe that some clothes are not meant to be folded. They're meant to be hung up, like jumpsuits. So we decided to add in this little wardrobe so we can have hanging clothes. And another cool thing is down in this area, we keep our laundry, our dirty laundry down here, because Spin developed a habit of getting into the laundry and eating my underwear in the last van. So this way it keeps the laundry spin proof and we get to hang stuff up, and then we have a little extra storage up here for bathroom stuff and who knows what. And it keeps the bedroom area like nice and cozy. It just kind of keeps us tucked in into the corner over here. We thought about building this dresser. As you can see, we are not professional. I'm certainly not a professional furniture builder. So we found this dresser set from Target, and we decided it was about the perfect size of what we needed for here. So we bought it and we added these little drawer locks, so that allows it to open and locks so that when we're driving, the drawers don't slide all around the place. And then we added this little lift up door so that we can use the storage underneath. That's my P style, and we have our little mini bookshelf going on. Okay, so this is our bed. It's fun because we can sleep sideways. That was one of our reasons for getting the Promaster, is because I'm really short and I can fit in any van, but Marty's a little taller than me. So this is great to be able to sleep sideways, just to give as much living space as possible in a tiny van. Some cool stuff about our bedroom area is we have USB outlets next to each side of the bed so that we can plug our phones in and our headphones and whatever we need. We also have this guy here to plug our computers in. Our lights are on a dimmer. So we have this dimmer for the back 4 lights just next to the bed, so we can turn that out. We noticed that our phones would hang a lot, and Marty's really paranoid about pulling on the cables and ruining the USB outlets. So I made us these little pouches out of leftover fabric from the couch. Your phone can just hang out right there while it charges. This is my favorite thing. There are 4 of these in the van. When we bought it, I found them on Amazon and I was like, Marty, we need these. We need these. And he was like, we haven't even built anything yet. We don't need them yet. And I was like, yes, we do. And as soon as it was time, I bought these. So these are cup holders. They're flip down cup holders. They can get bigger, smaller to fit your cup or bottle size. We like to drink beer, and Marty likes to spill beer in the bed, so this helps that not happen. He hates me. So these flip up when you want them to be put away. And it's nice. It makes a good little cup holder, good shelf for your phone if you really needed it, but it is mostly full of beer.
Guinness, I have a question. Is this a van tour, or is it just a vehicle for Colette to trash Marty? What do you think?
So like I said before, my very best friend Katie designed our fabric for our couch, and this lovely website that I got it from also does wallpaper. So we want to do something cool on the back doors to just make them pop. So this is the wallpaper. It's the same pattern as the couch on our back doors, just to give it a little bit of fun. We like color and we like patterns.
This is the back of the van, the trunk of the van, if you will. We call it the garage because it's where I keep my rollerblades and my bicycle. I spent 8 years without a car prior to getting the first van that I built out, and I got around everywhere on bicycle and foot, and using some transportation sometimes. For the first 1.5 years that we were living in a van, when we had the Metris, this thing was in my sister's garage because it wouldn't fit in the van. And so that's one of the super huge things to me about the upgrade, is that I'm able to have my bike in here now to use it to get around when the van is parked. And this is also the home to not only a whole bunch of storage, but our entire electrical system. Up under the bed right here, I have this door which protects our electrical system. Big shout out to Alex at Terra X, who helped me rig this guy up. I did the first electrical system entirely by myself, and I could have done this one by myself, but it would have taken 10 times as long and been about 1/10 as good if Alex hadn't been involved. We have 400 watts of solar that feed into this electrical system, and they charge the batteries through the charge controller. Batteries are also charged from the alternator while we're driving through the battery-to-battery charger. And we have a 3,000 watt inverter so that we can provide AC power to our various peripherals and appliances up in the front of the van. We'll do another electrical video that goes more in depth into why and how and what all that stuff does. Similarly, behind this little door back there, we've got 200 amp hours of Rely-On lithium iron phosphate batteries. And the rest of the garage is basically just that. It's storage for all of our crap that we don't need in the van up in the living space at all times. One of the cool things about the bed that we're still sort of figuring out is that we're gonna have an opportunity to store a bunch of stuff up under here. Colette's dad actually helped us figure this bed system out and attach it. It's attached to the van with riv nuts. I like working with riv nuts because they are a female machine screw anchor that you can put into the van, which allows you to go in and out of the hole sort of indefinitely, anchoring things to the van and making modifications without damaging the van every time that you do it. These are aluminum I-beams that are normally used as the inserts that go into the middle of the vinyl fence posts to provide them with structure. But they are the two main supports for our bed. We have one at the front and one at the back, and the rest of it is 2x4s that are sort of notched and put up into this. So that's awesome. We were really stoked to be able in this van. In the previous van, we had a convertible bed. Our couch turned into our bed. And honestly, that was one of the biggest stumbling blocks for that van for Colette and I, because I spend less time in bed than Colette does. And in that van, when the bed was folded out, it was the entire van. And so now Colette can sleep in while I get up and computer and do my coffee and all of that. So here is the kitchen. We have a sink that's fed by a bilge pump, a little small, probably 1 gallon a minute bilge pump or something like that. This is our sink. We have a much larger sink in this van, which is awesome. We just bought it from IKEA. I cut the hell out of myself installing it. And yeah, there's this little switch to turn the water on. The water comes out of there. And right now it is housing the drone battery, which is charging, and the remote.
So the fridge is a Dometic trucker fridge. This is different than what we had. We had a top loader in our last van, and so this is really cool. It actually has a lot of space, and our favorite part is that it has a little freezer compartment that you can take out or you can just leave it in. So we like to have smoothies, and I like to have ice cream sandwiches when possible. So that's nice. It gives us a little bit of freezer space.
We've got 2 6-gallon freshwater containers that we use. We buy RO water at the water station out in front of the store. We bought this spice rack from IKEA, which has actually proven to be very good. We keep the rest of our spices and edibles and that sort of stuff up in here. And then just some other, kitchen accoutrements, disinfectant wipes and alcohol and stuff down there. We also have a 1 gallon drain. We don't let much water, because we spend 50 cents a gallon on reverse osmosis water, we don't let much water go down the drain, so we have a much smaller gray water tank. And over here is just some more storage. They're not in here right now, but this is where we keep my prized cast iron skillets. And the plumbing and stuff is up under there. I'm also working on something right now that's not quite finished, but I'm really excited about it. With the COVID-19 pandemic, all of our gyms shut down. That's what we use to take our showers. And they've been closed. Fortunately, we have friends and family that we can rely on to use their showers and stuff, but I've developed this low flow, high pressure shower system. This is just a diverter that came with a shower head that I had previously. And basically what we can do is divert the water that would be coming out of the sink out of this valve on the side here. So we flip the pump on, turn this guy on, and then I've got a little inline switch here that allows me to turn this pressure washer on. And that pressure washer will allow me to completely bathe myself with only about, probably, it's a 1/4 gallon a minute. And so I wouldn't take more than a 4-minute shower with this thing anyway. And so that would allow me to take an entire shower, pressure wash myself essentially, with only a gallon. And the other cool thing is that with our kettle, we can actually plug in the kettle to the AC unit, get some of the water really warm, pour that down into the basin that we're showering from, and that way we can have a warm shower too. Tell me about your cabinets.
Yeah, so it's just extra storage everywhere. Up here we've got a bunch of our kitchen stuff. It's packed full up here. Marty keeps electronics and clothes in here, and I keep a bunch of my clothes in that one. Same here, it's just storage for coffee storage, electronic storage, dog and cat storage, all kinds of stuff. And then we have this guy right here, our little bottle opener, because you got bottle openers everywhere. So we like to keep bottle openers handy. But one of Marty's special skills is that he can turn pretty much anything into a bottle opener. The other thing we have over here on the couch is 2 more of those cup holders that I was talking about. Spin will model them for you. Hi, Preps. Oh, yep, so we got one here and one here. So if you're working on your computer, sitting on the couch or sitting on one of the swivel seats, you can keep your beverage elsewhere so it won't spill and murder your computer. So we had something like this in our last van. We used an old peanut jar, I believe is what it was. It's just a handy way to hold all of our silverware. So it's just a little tin from like Bed Bath & Beyond that's riv nutted to the wall. So it's super, super sturdy, and we can keep all of our utensils in there. Up here we've got the dimmer switch for our front 4 lights. So that's handy from anywhere in the van. This is the inverter switch, so you can turn it off or on from right here, and it flips on in the trunk. We've got AC outlets and some USB outlets. We also have 2 USB and AC outlets over here too, so when you're sitting on the couch. So we're full of power in this van. As you can see, this is not a whole lot of counter space, especially for us because we like to cook and spread out, and we have lots of kitchen appliances that we like to use. So we added this little leaf from our IKEA countertop. We basically bought a full-size IKEA countertop and just cut it up the way that we wanted it, and we used this little extra bit to create a fold-up countertop so that you can get in and out of the doorway, but you have all that extra cooking space. So that allows us to spread out a little bit more when we're cooking. And it's just on these super strong hinges that click on back. So I was all over the place with the color scheme, but my favorite color is blue, and that's pretty much Marty's favorite color too. And so I wanted to do color because I really don't like the all white vans. They're for some people, but personally not for us, especially because animals and they get scratched up and dirty. And so I was like, why not do color? I have to live in here all the time. Like, I want it to be aesthetically pleasing to my eyes because this is my home. So I went with this like dark teal for the cabinets that I really like, and that was kind of the start. And then I was like, what do? I want, like, you can't all be teal, that would be a lot. So for these cabinet doors and the ceiling, I wood stained them with a pretty dark wood stain, just to give a little contrast. Yeah, and then we have the white vinyl walls. They're what are they called? Vinyl wainscoting for the walls. So these were cool. They're just like tongue and groove, click-in vinyl. So they were kind of fun to put in. And that they make it really easy to clean. You can just get at it with a magic eraser. They'll last forever, and they're super lightweight. So that's kind of a fun part for our walls.
This is the attic here. We were very fortunate. The Promaster just comes with this built-in overhead space that's above the driver and passenger seats. And so it's a place that we keep sort of stuff that we want to have close at hand. It's kind of a mess right now. Our fire extinguisher is in there. It's a bit of a mess, but it does actually have my Popple. Fun fact, this is a toy from the 80s. One of the very few collectible things that I actually still have at this point. These guys were really popular for probably about 2 years or something like that. They were the Furbies of my 5-year-old days. But it turns from a soccer ball into a weird little alien guy, right? And fun fact, I dropped this in the toilet while I was peeing one time when I was 6 years old, because I used to carry it around the house with me all the time. And my mom laundered it in the washing machine. And so, you know, just smells like a really old toy now.
It's big.
One of the scariest things you have to do in a DIY van build, one of the very first things, is cut the hole in the roof for the fan. I was terrified of that when I built the Metris. It went fine, so I wasn't scared of it the next time. But then there was another unknown quantity. This was a cargo van when we bought it, and this window was not here. So I had to get a jigsaw and cut this thing out and install this window. We thought that it would be cool to orient the couch over here so that we can look out of the window. We spend a lot of time in Southern California, and we wanted to be able to look out at the scenery from our normal sitting space where Colette's filming from right now. And we also thought that it would be cool if we were ever stuck anywhere where it was raining for a few days, which we don't normally experience in Southern California, to have some sort of space for natural light to come in. And this was naturally the largest, not usable for furniture, the largest space where we could gain some natural light. And so we cut this hole in and ordered this this window that looks like a factory window, which helps us sort of maintain our stealth as well. And you basically just glue it to the side of the van, and it's been on here for months now, so I think it's gonna work. This is also our sticker wall right here. We love sort of representing our friends and breweries that we meet along the way out on the road. And we've got a bunch of our friends' stickers and stuff up here, and a couple of good breweries that we've been to as well. Colette is our textile master, and one of the big questions if you're trying to hang out in the van with the lights on and you have this big window at night, same with the front of the van, we need to be able to cover this up some way. So we have some rare earth magnets in this window shade that Colette made for us, and you just slide it in here and just sticks right there so that no light gets out, and we still have privacy when we're in here at night.